What if we never discovered time? Think about that for a moment. No hours, no days, no schedules, no sense of yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Just now. An endless present. A world where nothing changes because nothing can change. Sounds peaceful. Maybe, but it's also terrifying. Because without time, you wouldn't exist as you understand yourself. You couldn't grow. You couldn't remember. You couldn't plan. You couldn't even think in a way that makes sense. This is not about clocks or calendars. It's about something deeper. Something far more unsettling. Because time isn't just something we track. It's the very foundation of everything we know. What time actually is. Why we depend on it more than we realize. What the universe would look like without it. And how removing time might erase everything, including you. This is not science fiction. This is science, philosophy, and psychology colliding at full force. And it begins now. So let's start with a question that has haunted thinkers for centuries. What is time? It seems obvious, right? We wake up, check the clock, go to work, count the days. Time rules our lives, from birth to death. But the more we try to define it, the slipperier it becomes. The philosopher St. Augustine once said, "What then is time? If no one asks me, I know what it is. If I wish to explain it, I do not know." Time is everywhere, but no one can quite pin it down. To us, time is experience. We feel it in the rhythm of our heartbeat, the seasons, the sun rising and setting. We measure time in units, seconds, minutes, hours. We divide our lives into days, weeks, months, years. We build stories, both personal and cultural, around beginnings, middles, and ends. But here, the key. Humans invented these measurements. Time zones, calendars, leap years, they're all constructs. Useful ones, yes, but artificial. Still, these are just tools to map a much deeper mystery. From a physics perspective, time is one of the dimensions of the universe. You've probably heard the phrase, space-time. Einstein's theory of relativity changed everything. It revealed that time and space are not separate, they are woven together. And they can bend. In areas of intense gravity, time slows down. Astronauts moving at incredible speeds age slightly slower than people on Earth. This isn't science fiction. It's been measured again and again. There's even something called gravitational time dilation. The closer you are to a strong gravitational source, like a black hole, the slower time moves for you. Imagine spending an hour near a black hole and coming back to find that hundreds of years have passed on Earth. That's not imagination. That's reality. So is time absolute? No. It's relative. To motion. To gravity. To your frame of reference. But we still haven't hit the strangest part. Some physicists and philosophers argue that time is an illusion. That it doesn't exist independently. That it's not a thing, but an emergent property of how we observe change. They suggest that everything, past, present, and future, already exists. Like pages in a book. We're just experiencing them one at a time, giving the illusion of movement. If this is true, then time is not something out there. It's something generated by consciousness itself. And that is where things start to unravel. Remove time from this equation. And what's left? No past to remember. No future to plan. No now to experience. And that's where we're headed. What happens when you try to imagine a world? Or a mind without time at all? Let's find out. Time doesn't just exist around us. It lives inside us. Your brain is, in many ways, a time machine. It constantly moves between memory and imagination. You remember the past. You anticipate the future. And in doing so, you create a narrative, a story of self. Without time, that story collapses. Neurologists have found that memory and imagination use nearly the same brain regions. The hippocampus, for example, helps you relive events from the past and also simulate events that haven't happened yet. That's right. Your ability to imagine what might happen is rooted in your ability to remember what already has. Without memory, you wouldn't just forget birthdays or facts. You'd lose your sense of identity. Who are you without your past? And here, another mind bender. The present doesn't really exist. What you call now is actually a tiny delay. Your brain processes the world with a lag of about 80 milliseconds. So every sound, every sight, every touch, you're experiencing it slightly after it actually happened. Even your most immediate sensations are technically memories. So much for living in the moment. Now, imagine stripping away your awareness of time altogether. You can't recall what happened 5 seconds ago. You can't imagine what will happen 5 seconds from now. There's no build-up, no consequence, no growth. What would your life feel like? Like dreamless sleep. Like being stuck in a loop with no beginning or end. This is what some neurological disorders simulate. Severe amnesia, advanced dementia. These are terrifying glimpses into a timeless consciousness. And it's not a peaceful void. It's confusion, disorientation, loss of meaning. Because to be conscious is to be aware of time. So, what's the terrifying truth about a world without time? It's not just that we'd lose our clocks, calendars, or schedules. We'd lose everything that gives life structure, meaning, and motion. No birth, no death, no growth, no memory, no future, no you. Time isn't just a number we put on a screen. It's the very stage on which reality plays out. It is the difference between chaos and order, between a series of frozen snapshots and a living, breathing universe. But here's the paradox. Time is also a human invention. We measure it, manage it, and obsess over it. Yet we don't fully understand what it is, or why we're so aware of it. And maybe we never will. But perhaps that's what makes time so profound. Because in the end, it's not about controlling time. It's about appreciating the brief, beautiful window we have within it. You are here, right now, in this moment. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now. And that alone is extraordinary. So ask yourself, how are you spending the time you've been given? Not just the minutes and hours, but the life unfolding inside them. Because time may be the most precious thing we'll never understand, and the one thing we can't afford to waste.